God longs for you to walk in freedom. Are you willing to trust God with whatever you find? If so, He's ready for a stroll, and He promises to walk with you every step of the way. I want to let you in on a little secret. God doesn't really care what size you are. He's not weighing you on a golden scale somewhere up there to see if you're maintaining your optimum goal weight. He's not up there keeping tabs of every morsel you eat. Now, He's God, so He knows what you eat, but He doesn't regard your size or your ability to maintain your weight as a measure of your worth or your value. When God sent Samuel out to anoint the future king of Israel, Samuel's first instinct was to go for the most obvious choice based on physical standards. He had all 7 of Jesse's other sons pass before him before he asked, "Are these all the sons you have?" It wasn't until this point that he found out there was one more out there tending the sheep. In 1 Samuel 16:7 it says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, 'Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things man looks at. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart.'" Yet, all too often we have a tendency to measure our own worth and value based on our physical appearance. These next few weeks, we aren't necessarily focusing on the weight, because the weight really is only a symptom of what's going on inside. We're literally going to the heart of the issue to figure out what we actually believe about the food we eat. God doesn't care about your weight, but He does care when you allow things to come before your relationship with Him, whether it be stress or discontentment, misplaced priorities, or food. His Word assures that you can do better, that you can have better, and that you can be better as you allow Him to speak truth into your life. The problem is that we actually believe our excuses. If you tell yourself something long enough, you eventually begin to believe it. Our behavior follows our beliefs. We allow things to come before our relationship with Him. Sometimes it's greed or pride, jealousy, and many occasions it's actually food that stands in the way. I don't think most of us consciously mean to idolize food. I mean, we have to have it to live. So it's not like we can just give it up forever. But we can easily fall into the trap where food becomes the answer to our every need. We turn to food when we're stressed, bored, upset, happy, excited, or unsure. Most of the time, we don't even realize that we use food as a crutch. So much so that it becomes our primary motivator, our reason for living. Does that sound like a stretch? It really wasn't for me. I would wake up thinking, I'm hungry. Then it was, man, I need a snack. What should I have for lunch? What's in the vending machine? What do I want for dinner? I wonder what kind of dessert she'll make for Connect Group tonight. And the list went on and on and on. You may want to turn off the video at this point, and I'll meet up with you a little later on to talk about the process of journaling. We've got to start by asking God to search our hearts and open our eyes, because we often don't even realize what motivates us when it comes to food. All we know is that we like to eat it. Our experiences, our feelings, and our memories are interwoven into our thinking. And that's why journaling will play such a key role over the next 7 weeks. The discipline of journaling will help bring your thoughts and your motivations into the light. Let me just say right now that journaling was not something that really came naturally to me. I'm not someone who has volumes of journals or diaries stashed somewhere in a closet. In fact, when the idea first sparked to start journaling my ideas and thoughts about food, it was actually an idea that was quite foreign to me. At the time, I just wanted to try something different, to focus my attentions on something else besides another diet, because obviously diets just weren't working. And so I so desperately wanted something else in my life, something besides the constant struggle of weight gain and weight loss, and all the thoughts and frustration that go with that. The Message version of Proverbs 29:18 warns us that if people can't see what God is doing, they stumble all over themselves. But when they attend to what He reveals, they are most blessed. The point of journaling for the next 50 days is to uncover what you really believe about the food you eat. What do you expect food to do for you? What are the trigger issues that often send your thoughts directly to food? What are the times and the issues that make you feel most vulnerable? There really aren't any hard or fast rules for you to follow. The most important thing is to focus your writing on the theme of food. The book outlines a number of things you will want to pay attention to. What sights, sounds, or smells triggered a reaction? Did you pass a cookie store in the mall, or immediately you were triggered to buy a cookie because your mom used to always make chocolate chip cookies for you when you came home from school? Or what actions did you find yourself performing out of habit? Do you find yourself picking up a piece of candy or two every time you pass the reception desk at work? Do you typically do a lot of tasting when you're cooking dinner because you're too hungry to wait until it's time to sit down? What are some of your frustrations? How did it feel to exercise self-control in a situation where you typically ate on autopilot? Take note of any self-talk. What went through your head when you were faced with a tempting situation? Think about your expectations. Did you eat something when you were upset or stressed? What did you expect it to do for you? Did eating take away your stress or solve your problem? Lastly, look at your assumptions. Did a certain situation, like a party, tempt you to throw in the towel because it was just no use to resist? Or did you feel a compulsion to finish all the food on your plate because that's something your mom always told you to do? Journal pages are provided for you in the back of the book. You'll also notice that I included my own journal entries. They can be an example for you to follow, or they just might encourage you that you're not in this alone. You'll also notice that my thinking and the initial journal entries followed right along the same lines as multiple diets I had attempted in the past, because that's all I knew. You cut way down on food, you suffer from some headaches, and you really feel hungry for as long as it takes for the weight to come off. I guess it was somewhere around the end of the second week that I began to see some things, to notice some things about myself. I began to uncover some thoughts that I honestly didn't even know I had when it came to food. And here we are today with a book and a Bible study to help you go through the same process that I did. Remember, every journey starts with a step. Today's choices, they really do fashion tomorrow's reality. So make them great ones. Bye-bye.